This is iteration number 3. Ooh. I need light, y'all. That's the thing. I pointed this out. I pointed this out on the last video I made, and it's still a very much valid point. I think I need better lighting. I mean, sound obviously is more important than lighting. As long as you can hear me, I think you'll be able to put up with the lighting as it goes in and out. But yeah, so here's one observation I made from the last video I recorded. I sat down and did a 1 hour long video, and I realized after the fact, after posting the video, that I shouldn't have recorded a full hour and posted it as one video, because I don't think you have that much time to sit down and watch me do whatever I do for a whole hour. And I don't want you to do that. If you do, those of you that do, appreciate it. Thank you for watching. But from now on, all my videos, I want to keep them at 20 minutes, no more than 30. If it goes over 25, it will not go over 30. That's my goal. So yeah, we are 2 minutes in, and I am again using the front of the camera, the front facing camera, because I still don't have another screen to transfer the image to see what I'm recording. So that's why we are using the front facing camera. And today we are going to start with this one, the Rise. I just drank some water, so I'll be clearing my throat. Actually, I was eating peanut butter because that's my snack, and it's very pasty. I drank some water. I still need some more to wash it down more. So yeah, we are going to be reading this one today, The Rise. I look forward to it. It's a very thick book. So do wish me luck, because I do not want to give up. And one thing also I've come to realize is it's really hard to find the time, not to find the time, to prioritize, because the time is there, to prioritize the time to actually sit down and do this. It's the simple fact that I am sitting down to actually record it. That is a plus, because that's like my accountability, sort of, not to quit. Yeah, so that's it. I need to find a parking lot. I thought I was going to talk longer. Well, before I find a parking lot, I'll tell you a story. Tell me how you feel about this, because I don't know. I'm over it. So, at my house, I have 2 HVAC system, 2 heat pumps, really. Heat pumps is what turn hot air into cold, and cold air into heat. So it was time for me to service them. I got a company come to the house and to service them. So this technician came in and he serviced the downstairs one real nice, and I could almost felt it instantly. And well, initially it was supposed to be, they have like a $99 dispatch fee. Dispatch. So when they get there, they diagnose the problem. And this technician, after diagnosing the problem, he was like, this is what needs to be done, actually. And it's going to cost you, I think he charged me like $500. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And when he get to the other unit, that was the downstairs unit, he charged me $500. When he got to the upstairs unit, there was more work that needed to be done compared to the downstairs unit. And he was like, if you want to do this, it will be, for example, another $500. It was really close to $500. And if you want to do this also, it will be $800. So altogether on one day, I would have paid $2,300. I'm like, nah, I'll do it another time. But in the process, the system was frozen, not frosted, whatever. And he told me he's going to turn off the AC so it can thaw out, so he could come out tomorrow to fix it if I accepted. He kind of locked me in, set up the return, setting up me needing to call him because he turned off the AC and it's getting hot. It was getting hot. And I went with that for a week. When I realized it started to get really hot, I was like, you know what? I need to call someone else because I'm not about to pay this guy another $1,300 to fix this. I need a second opinion. So I got someone. He came out, and I paid him $300. But the problem is, I told him I just need to service the system. I didn't tell him what happened before. I was kind of hoping that he would diagnose it and find the issue. Well, I kind of told him because I told him, this guy told me the line is leaking refrigerant and all this. He was like, well, I recommend you replace the coil because the coils are looking beat up. I was like, man, I can't replace these coils right now. Just do the service and we'll replace the coil later. I was not having it. And he did the service. I forgot to tell him to turn on the heat pump so it can make AC, make cold air. So he did everything. When he was at the house, it was cold. It was cool, not cold. And after he left, it started to get really hot. I was like, yo, it didn't work. He didn't fix it. And I took another 3 days before I finally tell him, hey, the thing is still warm. You need to come back and fix it, or tell me how to turn on the heat pump so I can the system can make AC. He was trying to tell me, but the thermostat that I have is not set up to let you turn on the air and the dashboard. So the technician that turned it off, I guess they turned it off inside the system. It's like they use the master switch or something to turn it off. When I told him that, he was like, "I live far away. I live about 2 hours away. If I come back, I'm gonna charge you." I should have said yes, no problem. Come on out. But I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna pay him again to do what he was supposed to do in the first place. So I waited another 3 days or another week or so before I reach out to the original technician that came out, or the original company that came out and turned off the system. And they were like, "Well, did you get someone else to look at it?" I'm like, "Yeah, but your technician turned it off." It's like, "Well, I'm gonna charge you another dispatch fee because you got someone else to work on it." I'm like, "Man, I'm not gonna pay you to come out and turn on something you turned off. It was my fault." Because I could have lied to them or tell them the truth. But either way, it's my fault. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm going to get another company. I look around. Like, by this time, we are a month into this. I looked around, try to find another company to come out and fix it. I found one. Their dispatch fee was $300, y'all. $300. I'm like, by the time you diagnose this thing, the money you're gonna ask me to fix it is gonna be ridiculous. I'm not gonna want to pay it. So I'm like, whatever. Nope. I'll call you back. Actually, I was like, I'll call you back. Whenever someone say I'll call you back, that means they're gonna keep shopping around. That's exactly what I did, because I'm not about to pay $300 for you to come out and diagnose the system and tell me, oh, you need to pay me another $1,500. No way. And cool, right? I found another one. Dispatch fee is $200. I'm like, when can you get here? At this point, I'm like, you know what? I just need AC because it's getting really hot. I'm like, when can you get here? They're like, we are booked 2 weeks out. We can get here in 2 weeks. I'm like, no, I need this like yesterday, y'all. Yesterday. I need you now. They're like, well, I can't really help you in this case. Okay, cool. Kept going down on Google, looking for someone else. I found this company. Dispatch fee was $99 or $95, something like that. And this guy came out, looked at it, 5 minutes, and not even 3 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. He plugged some machine on the outside unit. He was like, yeah, you don't have refrigerant. I'm like, okay, how much is that gonna be? It was like $600-$700. I didn't even think about it at this point because I just wanted the thing fixed. Like, okay, cool, do it. $600-$700, right? I didn't think about it. I should have called the second technician that worked on it, because he gave me a good price to replace the coil. Just replace the coil, and he would then add refrigerant. At this point, I was not about to think. Like, okay, cool, do it. 45 minutes most. 45 minutes later, he knocked on the door. I'm done. Like, okay, cool. He's like, how do you want to pay? I gave him a card. He entered my card information in the tablet. Good. And this is why I wanted to tell you the story. He handed the tablet to me, right? To sign. Like, man, it's 2026. You don't need to sign. But anywhere you go to buy something now, they want you to sign because they want you to tip. So I'm like, okay, cool. As he handed it to me, I'm like, what? 10%, 20, 30, 35, 40, whatever. I'm like, yo, okay, whatever. I'll tip him 10%. How much could this be? I didn't think about it at the time, but Before I push the button, I didn't think about it, but after I push the button, or as I'm pushing the button, it's processing. I'm like, wait a minute, $795, 10%. That's $80, man. Why am I giving this technician $80 more? Like, seriously. I felt like, no way. If you do work for me, especially if you are in the home service industry and you go to people's houses, to people's homes to do your job that you get paid very well for, HVAC, plumbing, painters, or whatever you call it. The home service businesses, industries pay very well, and they charge a lot of money for what they do. I feel like there is no reason why I should be compelled to give you a tip when you already charged me a bunch of money. Like, this man did maybe 45 minutes work. Maybe. Let's call it 1 hour. Right? Let's call it 1 hour. And then he handed me a tablet to tip him a percentage of the money he charged me. I'm like, man, come on. America, we need to get rid of this thing. We need to. So, it's super pervasive right now. I'm like, you know what? From that point on, wherever I go, unless someone go above and beyond to make me feel that you've earned the tip, I will not tip anybody. Not my problem if you don't make enough money. Because nowadays, like back in the days, I remember back in 2000, in the early 2000s, 2010, 2015, even like before COVID. This thing got out of control after COVID. So before COVID, it was like the only place you used to need to tip someone was at a restaurant. When you go get food, a server serve you for like 30 minutes. There's a big table. You go with all your friends, all 30 of you. Now I understand why I need to tip you. But I go the last month. This is the last one I'm going to read. We are 18 minutes in. Last month, I've always liked the dinner rolls from Texas Roadhouse. So last month I ordered some. I didn't go in to eat or anything. I just wanted dinner roll for whatever reason. I went in there through the window. I think I ordered like a dozen. They sell them by six, half a dozen. I got a dozen. And I paid with my debit card. I paid with my debit card. And the cashier, she handed me a receipt with a pen. To me, I'm like, to sign. I'm looking for the line. Where do I sign? Right? I'm looking for the sign. Like, where do I sign? And I couldn't find it. Like 2 seconds later, as I'm processing the information, I'm like, oh, she want me to tip her. Like, literally, I ordered 6 or 12 dinner rolls through the drive-through window, or through the pickup window, because it's not a drive-through. You can't drive in there through it. And you handed me a pen to give you a tip. Like, how much do you want? Literally, like, y'all, we need to get rid of that thing. We need to. Okay? If you don't make enough money, skill up. But at this point, it doesn't even feel like they don't make enough money. It just feel like they are trying to get as much money from you, out of you, as possible. Because if I pay you $790, there should be absolutely zero reason for me or for you to desire a tip at all. We are 20 minutes in, so let's go. I will read for I will read this for 10 minutes. All right? Because I'm passionate about this. I'm very passionate about this. All right, this is no, not this. Contents: Archer's Paradox, the riddle, Archer's Paradox. I need to put the windows down because it's kind of hot. Yeah, it's cool. I think I may have to move the camera closer to my face because it's kind of hard. I think it's kind of hard to see me. But anyway, let's get going. Archer's Paradox. Let's read Archer's Paradox. The riddle. The women of Columbia University archery team stepped out of their van on a cold spring afternoon with a relaxed focus. One held a half-eaten ice cream cone in her right hand, and a fistful. So I'm at this gas station where they have a lot of trucks. You'll see a lot of this. So I should have looked for somewhere more quiet, but hey, we are here. Let's start over. The women of Columbia University archery team stepped out of their van on a cold spring afternoon with a relaxed focus. One held a half-eaten ice cream cone in her right hand and a fistful of arrows with yellow fletching in her left. Another sported a mesh guard over her shirt. On top of her breast protection from from the tension line of the bow. Oh Lord. Okay, let's reread that sentence. Another sported a mesh guard over her shirt, on top of her breast as protection from the tension line of the bow. Baker Athletics Complex. The university's sporting field at the northern tip of Manhattan seemed to have a set of carefree warriors on its grounds. A man who maintains the property never thought they would arrive. Maybe he was new, because I asked where the archery team would practice, and he looked at me quizzically. He didn't believe that archery was a real Columbia team sport. It was understandable. I had arrived early on. The targets were not yet up. Okay, let's start again. It was understandable. I had arrived early, and the targets were not up yet. Releasing arrows at up to 150 miles per hour aimed at targets 75 yards away means safety issues for all around. So, the archery team doesn't practice next to any other. Mastery of this high precision sport stays largely out of sight. Coach Derek Davis drove up with the archery and greeted me with his elbow leaning against the gray van's driver's side window. His slivery white dreadlocks hung past his shoulders, covered under a blue patterned bandana that matched his Columbia University archery sweatshirt. He struck me as a composite fit to match this clan. Gregarious and at ease, yet focused. On the phone a few days earlier, he had told me that he first picked up the sport as a casual hobby at his wife's insistence in the late 1980s. It was safer than pool and didn't involve alcohol. He has led the varsity and intramural club team since 2005 as one part biomechanically expert, one part yogi, a university stage fit for ancient warfare turned sport. The young woman smiled and sized me up a little, then passed as I stood beside the chain link fence entrance to their designated turf. One threw away her melting cone and joined the others who were unpacking the gear from the van's trunk. They spoke not with words, but by exchanging numbers, their ideal scores or degrees to position themselves to hit their targets. The women were preparing for an upcoming nationals competition. There are no men on this varsity team, only at the intramural level of play. We are 27 minutes. I watched as they carefully sat down their compound and rescued recurved bows like those used at the Olympics, with tips that bend away from the archer, then drew and let loose arrows that curved and fell out of sight as they hit the round target face. David didn't hover, but stood a good distance behind them, perhaps assessing who might need support. Spread out further off at the edge of the turf were toolkits filled with spools, pliers, wrenches, hammers, and nails. Two archers lined up to shoot. Only one wanted to know her score. Davis was looking with his binoculars downrange, the length of nearly two tennis courts from their location. As one archer let her first arrow fly, I could just hear the sound of a whip cracking the air. All right, so we are about halfway. Jeez, this is long. Okay, so we'll pick up where we left up here. 6 o'clock. This is where we are leaving off. Because it's 30 minutes, so I gotta go. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. And as you already know, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I'm a real estate agent here in Northern Virginia. I'm reading these books to improve my confidence, thought process, and pretty much everything I said in the previous videos. I don't want to go over 30, Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Out.